and welcome to Forest Lake High School for tonight's matchup of suburban blue foes. The Forest Lake Rangers playing host to the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Thanks so much for spending part of your Friday evening with us. Alongside Howie Shapiro, I'm Corbu Status. So happy to be with you here tonight on CTN. It's a brisk night, but Howie, this is about perfect football weather, isn't it?
This is what football was made for, this kind of weather. Everybody's bundled up and we're ready to go as the Cardinals kick the ball off.
And Brisboy will play it on a couple of bounces at the 20, looking for some room up the middle. He's got it. Now he's looking for more and finally wrestled down at the 47-yard line. So a good starting field position for the Forest Lake Rangers, who come in 0-1. Tough loss for them last week.
Yeah, they lost to a pretty good Tartan team and by 3 points. I believe it was 23-20. And you know, when I talked to Coach Sam Ferraro, he said that's a game we really should have won. We played better than the score indicated.
Caleb Casa, the senior quarterback. It is senior night. They're doing it on the first night of the year, the home opener. He's got Brisboy and Crescent behind him, and it is Brisboy bouncing it outside, looking for the corner, picks up a block. He's got the sideline, and finally wrestled out of bounds. But another big pickup for Brisboy. He had a big return, and now a big run.
Yeah, and again, this is a team in Forest Lake that will love to run the ball. They're gonna try and pound it at you. Cardinals defensively know that, Corbu, and they really need to make sure they know their reads and really know what's happening on the field defensively.
All the way down to the 14. That is about a 39-yard pickup. So first down and 10 for Forest Lake on the move here early in the first quarter. One play all the way inside the red zone as they take a look back at their sideline, manned by Sam Ferraro, the head coach, formerly at Champlain Park. Casa trouble with the snap, falls on it, and there's a pileup. Who's got it?
I think Cardinals have it.
And the Cardinals do, and that is a huge break for Coon Rapids, and boy, they could use a quick start.
Yeah, they certainly can, and a nice job there on the recovery. I don't think we have a 67 on our roster.
You see Connor Neeser pulling around on the guard from the guard spot, kind of bumping into his quarterback, Caleb Casa. And Coon Rapids able to recover, and now we'll get a look at the sophomore Griffin Tom.
That's Jovan Lungalo that recovered that fumble.
Gives his team a first down at the 16, and Tom will throw it out to the right side, incomplete, as he was looking for David Jeebley.
Some of the things when talking to Coach Russin, what they want to do offensively, they obviously want to establish the run, but they do want to do plays like that, those quick throws to the outside, get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, because they have some phenomenal athletes. Jordan Doe, one of them for Coon Rapids.
Strong receivers set, and of course they really want to get David Jeebley going, especially after last week. This time they go to Doe. He's got room along the sideline, picks up a block from Toe, and gets into first down territory. Mark him at the 25-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of 9.
Yeah, what an unfortunate fumble for the Rangers here on that nice on this first drive. And Coon Rapids, I think Corba would like to see him make them pay here in this situation. Try and go the length of the field and put some points on the board.
Third and short, and they will go to the ground, looking for a little bit of room, and getting into the middle of the pile was Jeebley, and that should be enough for a first down. It was not a great rushing yardage day for the Cardinals against St. Thomas Academy. They ended up finishing in the negatives, and a lot of that is recovering missed snaps, and so it wasn't quite as bad as it looked statistically, but they want that running game to be strong here today. That's them a first down. Now they have first and 10 out to the right side, toes the right sideline for a pickup of about 5.
Yeah, just that quick throw to Sonny Tao on the outside, able to pick up a few yards, and that's what they want to do. They want to try and get yardage in chunks here, 5 yards at a time, and again, loosen that defense up a little bit so maybe they can get their running game going.
No score early. Forest Lake got it inside the 20 on one play. Then they fumbled the football. Now Jeebley trying to make something happen as he gets past the 40. And they are getting that running game going.
David Jeebley, a really nice young man. We had an opportunity to interview him for our spotlight on the football team that's going to be playing on Sports Night this week. And And he's such a nice young man, and he is really motivated this season to do well.
Pickup of 11, 1st and 10. Cardinals with a sustained first drive here. Gibbley again spins out of a tackle, looking to make something happen. Forest Lake catches up with them at the 45-yard line. Still a nice job by Gibbley to pick up 3.
He made something out of nothing in that particular case, and his lower body strength is really incredible. And you watch as he keeps his legs moving. He doesn't give up on a run, and he's going to continue to push forward and make about 4 of those gold jerseys bring him to the ground.
So now 2nd down and 7 for Tom from the shotgun. And in and out of the hands of Doe, incomplete. Well, I'm not sure how much yardage Doe would have gotten. Lawrence Bowe was right there. But we've seen Tom be on the mark so far today.
Yeah, he has. And Grant, Tom just a sophomore. Last week against St. Thomas, his first start. And that's pressure for anybody against the team, the caliber of the Cadets.
And now a penalty as Forest Lake jumped offside, and this will be free 5 yards on 3rd down and 7.
Coach Ferraro told me they had 1 penalty all of last game, and so that's a big key for them. Obviously, they get one here early on, and they talked about discipline. They talked about things that they did not do correctly in that Tartan game. They said they coached them up all week, and we want to make sure that we come out with a little bit different tone in this game.
Well, Cardinals trying to be the ones setting the tone as they have a 3rd and 2. They are now in Ranger territory. Tom's going to go to the air, rolling right, throwing short, and incomplete. His intended target was Jordan Doe. And now 4th and 2. What do you do?
Well, I think in this situation, they looks like they will stay in there and go for it. You know, I know Forest Lake last week very stingy on the interior of that defensive line, and I think the way to beat them is trying to gain that edge. We'll see what they do here.
Gibbley has had some success in the middle as well. I would say the playbook's pretty wide open right now. There's a little bit of room on the left side. And they go to Doe, and it's too tall, incomplete. Boy, if that one comes down, he might have some room to get that 1st down.
Yeah, and that's the kind of playmaker you want the ball in their hands. And again, that just a little bit, maybe a little nerves there for Tom, and he sailed that over the head of Jordan Doe.
It is also chilly, and it's a little bit harder to get loose and stay loose on a night like tonight. Especially when you think back to last week when it was 80 degrees.
Yeah, quite a difference from one week to the other.
It's now Forest Lake taking over in their own territory, right near midfield. Similar starting position to where they were on their first drive. Brisbois, a little different result on his first carry of the second drive. Punches ahead for a pickup of about 6. His first carry of the ball game netted him about 40.
Well, he had 16 carries for 53 yards against Tartan last week, averaging just a little over 3 yards per carry.
Also threw for a touchdown
Yep,
last week.
He did.
Forest Lake in that 4th quarter got a big turnover near their own goal line, but then on the very next play ended up giving up a safety.
Yep.
Gossip from the pistol. Looking to throw, looking left, looking deep, and an attempt incomplete. Looking for Burgum. Good coverage on that side by Coon Rapids.
Yeah, just did a nice job of staying with him. That was Sean Sullivan. There's 3 sophomores that are starting for Coon Rapids in the defensive backfield. So, you know, they're a little bit of pressure. He's one of them. But again, just step for step, watching for the ball, making sure that he didn't get any contact, and it was excellent coverage, as you mentioned.
Now 3rd down and 5 from the 46. They need to get to the Coon Rapids 41 for a fresh set of downs. This could be 4-down territory for the Rangers as well. They pitch it out. Brisbois looking for some room. Hit at the 45, still powering forward, but it'll be brought up a little bit short, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it to me as well.
So now 4th down, I think if you're the Rangers, you go for it too?
I agree. And they're definitely keeping their offense in there. I mean, you just try and win that battle at the point of attack and get a little bit of a surge. This is 3 yards, I believe, to get the 1st down.
Great job by David Jeebley to get off a block and get an arm out and slow down Cole Brisbois. Call it 4th and 3. Low snap. Casa's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down plus a few more.
Yeah, really nice fake to the running back, and it kind of drew the defense over and opened up that middle for the Rangers.
Connor Neeser, Will Caldwell, Connor Brust, the interior of that offensive line opened up some room for Casa.
Yeah, but even still, I mean, just watch the fake here and watch the defense go all the way to the other side and look at the amount of room that he had. Keep this drive alive.
So fresh set of downs at the 32-yard line. No score. A much more methodical drive for the Rangers, and lost it on their second offensive play of the game. Brisbois looking to the left. Jeebley trying to track down his counterpart, and he does. That was one-on-one, and Jeebley with a nice job stretching him out.
Well, he just moved so well laterally, and his speed, able to catch up to Brisbois and bring him down.
Should be a fun matchup between those two today.
I would think so.
Good crowd here tonight too, huh?
Yeah, there has been a nice, we talked about the weather, everybody's bundled up, but not too cold where you can't sit out and enjoy a good football game. And
yeah, if it was too cold, we wouldn't probably be doing this football game, right?
Well, at least you wouldn't.
That's true. That is true. Casa fakes a pitch underneath, give to Brisbois. He's got an angle over the left side, down the sideline, and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, just give that misdirection play, and it fooled the defense of Coon Rapids. And again, he's using that speed to get down the sideline.
28-yard carry.
I mean, looking to pull the defense.
Yep. They fake the pitch to Furlong, and then Brisbois able to do the rest.
Number 7, Ryan Olsen to hold. Number 10, Carter Thiesfeld to kick for
Carter Thiesfeld out to kick. It's a low snap. He's got to pick it up, and now in trouble. Throws incomplete. They almost got two.
Yeah, for a busted play like that, they almost made it happen.
Seth DuPaul was the intended target. So it's 6-0 Coon Rapids, and trailing, I should say. Coon Rapids will get the football. After last week, as we take a look at this touchdown once again.
Yeah, just a great misdirection. The fake pitch fooled the defense, and he just did a nice job of gaining the edge, getting up the middle, and then getting to the sideline and bringing it in. And just a bad snap from center. But as you talked about, almost able to convert that. Let's just toss this one up and see what happens.
Yeah, really heads-up play by the kicker, Thiesfeld. So Coon Rapids last week, everybody knows what happened. How important is this drive for the Cardinals to kind of answer back and not to feel the momentum going completely against them?
I think it's important, and I mean, obviously it's early, just 6-0 at this point, but I think they want to establish some continuity on offense, and they look like they had that going a little bit in that first drive, but then just couldn't complete that fourth down. So I think it is. I think, and just on the reverse situation, it's important for the defense to make a stop here. They want to take a hold of this game, having scored first, and see if they can continue to build upon it.
Jordan Doe, Max Walls back to receive the kick. Excuse me, that'll be Kavanaugh who takes the kick. Looking for some room and loses his footing, keeps his feet. No, they say he touched down with the knee.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because he would have picked up some additional yardage. But we'll see what the Cardinals can do on here. Again, we talked about establish the run. I mean, they opened it up with some short passing on that first drive. Mixed in with some carries by Jeebley.
So now they start at the 19-yard line. And Doe in motion. It will be Doe who gets the carry. Good speed as he turns up the field and gets past the 20, near the 25-yard line.
He's a smart player, too. He's also the point guard for the basketball team, and he's a really good athlete and just a bright young man. he knows what he needs to do to try and gain positive yardage here as he's just tries to turn it upfield and use his speed.
They've really attacked the edges so far, and they will attack the edges once again, and they will go with Doe once again. This time he's got the edge as he's forced out of bounds, but should be enough for a first down.
Well, that's what Tartan was able to do last week, is attack the edge of this defense. And they didn't have a lot of success testing the middle, and they were successful on the outside.
With the young quarterback, the sophomore in this RPO offense, how important is it that he makes those decisions quickly?
You know, I think it's really important. And again, just to be able to, as you see there, I was just going to mention, to be on target, which he has not been on a couple of attempts here. I think that's really important for his confidence, and just be able to, to release quickly and just move this offense. But
again, just a sophomore.
Yep.
Let's think back to being a sophomore. 15
that's
years old.
That's a long time ago for me.
Things were a lot different back then.
They were.
Second down and 10. They'll stay on the ground. Jeebly bursting through the middle and gets ahead to the 42. That should be enough for a first down. So they've gone edge on the throws, but they go up the middle on the runs with Jeebly, and he's had some room.
He has, and again, I mean, look at him, his continuation. It's just, he does not give up on the play.
Dancing again in the backfield, not much there. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. Bring up a second down and 10.
Yeah, Brust on the tackle.
A nice job just staying home by the Rangers.
Coach Ferraro called out Brust, saying he's one of the leaders in this team. Plays both ways on both lines.
That would be really, really difficult, I would think. Jeebly runs into traffic, but burrows ahead to the 45-yard line. Pick up a 3, third and long coming up, and a big third down once again at midfield for Coon Rapids.
Gonna have to come out of play, lost a shoe. And I think this is a big play for the young sophomore quarterback, because you're looking at 3rd and 7 in this situation. So it's mostly obviously a passing situation. He just has to be comfortable from where he is in the pocket.
And we haven't really seen him throw it down the field.
No.
It's been bubble screen so far. It is 3rd and 7. Now he is looking down the field, evades the pressure, and hit from behind. Will they call this a fumble or an incomplete pass?
Couldn't see where the movement of his arm was.
And they say it's a fumble, and it will belong to the Rangers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he had a receiver open for a first down, but great defensive play coming from behind and stripping the ball away, as he's going to try and roll to his left.
He was hit by Dylan Simmons. And so the Cardinals turn it over. Rangers have turned it over once. Cardinals return the favor, but they trail 6-0. Well, that's pretty close.
Yeah, it is awfully clse. It looked kind of like his arm was coming forward.
Yep. I think it depends on who you're rooting for.
Yeah, well.
What happens there.
I've only been accused of being a homer 600-700 times. So.
Casa goes over in the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. He was looking for Sikora. It went through Sikora's hands as it was a little high, and then Seth DuPaul was almost there to catch it on behind. Seth DuPaul has been almost there twice now.
Twice, yes. I mean, that's a play, too, for the defense, that you watch that ball go between your hand, hoping there was a defender there that maybe can make the interception.
He had some room in the middle if he makes that catch.
Yeah, actually, that's a catchable ball. That's a ball he should have probably had.
Instead, it's second down and 10. Forest Lake with the touchdown lead. This time they go with Furlong up the middle to the 41-yard line. Pick up a 4. Carter Furlong, the junior.
Yeah, you can see, again, I believe that's Jeebly. Yeah, Jeebly again on the tail. He's been very active defensively. He was last week, and he is so far here this week.
He's already got a tear in his jersey.
That's how you know you're playing a good game. When There's one in the back.
Yep. Nice job,
One in the
Jeebly,
front.
showing it to us right
Yep.
away. 3rd down and 4. Costa looking left the entire way, throwing over the middle, incomplete.
There's a
A flag comes down. They're going to get pass interference. DePaul was, I thought, tripped up, but we'll see.
We'll see if we can take a look at it eventually here on the replay. We'll see if it was he was tripped up or.
It is pass interference against Coon Rapids, so that will give the Rangers a 1st down.
Let's just see if we can take another look at it where it was called. Can't really see in this situation.
Well, maybe Mark Manders was coming up and maybe got to DePaul before the ball did. But Emmanuel Gordon and his teammates will try and get a stop here with the Forest Lake Rangers moving. 3 minutes left on the clock. Casa going to take it himself. Hit, lost the football. Coon Rapids has it.
Wow, that's 2 times for him. That's unfortunate. You know, we've seen a couple of drives, and the Cardinals have to consider themselves pretty lucky here in this situation as well, because they're moving the ball again, and it's just couldn't hold on to the football.
It was recovered by Emmanuel Gordon.
See, you called him out right before, and now he made the play. Good job, Corbu.
Yeah, thanks.
Can you tell me the winning lottery numbers?
I can, just not on air, because then you'd have to split it with everybody. So just hold on.
Okay, after the game, just slip it to me.
I believe,
split it with you.
Thank you. That's really nice. I believe it was Gavin Layton who caused the fumble. Now Tom underneath pressure, throwing to the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Uline going down to try and make the catch. Uline, I should say.
Yeah, Gavin Layton is a very large young man, 6'5", 280. He was the #1 wrestler in the state of Minnesota last season as a heavyweight. Unfortunately, lost in the final, but he's another great young man, another captain for this football squad. But he had a heck of a, I think 33 wins last year. Not bad.
Manning left tackle right now on 2nd down and 10. Jeebly with room, makes a move, stays on his feet. Still on his feet, ahead to the 45.
Again, he keeps his feet moving. Again, we talked about it, doesn't give up on the play.
That is a 19-yard pickup. And now Coon Rapids has to get past this little area in midfield where they have stalled out the last few times. Jeebly, why not? Well, they were on to him that time.
They were. Defense doing a nice job of just collapsing to him.
Dylan Simmons, one of the Rangers who got up from the pile. Minimal pickup of 1, we'll say. Seems like Coon Rapids has gone 1, 2, maybe 9. There haven't been a lot of 4 or 5 yard gains. Now Tom rolling right, completes ahead to the midfield stripe and fighting forward into Ranger territory.
He's gonna be close, but he's gonna be, I think, just a yard or 2 short.
Jordan Doe with another reception.
And Tom does a nice job of finding him as he rolls to his right. Doe just kind of skates away from a tackle and able to pick up some additional yardage.
They need the 45 for a fresh set of downs. 3rd down and 2. This has got to be 2-down territory if it was before.
I would think so. We'll see. We'll see if they give the ball number 3, and we'll see if the Ranger defense anticipates that.
They do. They do. And it's a pickup of 1. And with 57 seconds remaining in the first quarter, we'll see if they hustle up here and do this on 4th and 1, trailing 6-0.
Now this is a big 4th down for the Cardinals here. They want to keep this drive going, and they know they've dodged a couple bullets by getting some turnovers on drives where Forest Lake, especially that first turnover,
yes,
they probably were going to go in at that point. But
So now 4th and short. Jeebly turning the corner, has the first down. He wants more. He's got it all the way down to the 35. Pickup of 11. And with 18.9 seconds remaining in the first, Coon Rapids will have a first down to start the second quarter.
Great job holding the edge by the offensive line, too, and giving him that opportunity to get around the corner.
And he has been a tough runner tonight. He has not gone down easily.
Yeah, he was that kind of runner last season, and you know, Cardinals certainly had a very nice years. They made it to the U.S. Bank Stadium to the state quarterfinals.
All right, at the end of one quarter of play, Coon Rapids will have it when we come back. They trail 6-0, but they are driving. This is high school football live on a Friday night from CTN.
This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.
Hi, I'm Ryan Nagasu, 2010 Olympian and bronze medal winner of the 2014 U.S. Championships. I knew I loved skating at the age of 5, and now it's become my life passion. Find your skating passion at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Classes are available all year round. It could be the place where your skating dreams come true. See you on the ice.
Getting ready for the second quarter to start. We're at Forest Lake High School. Boy, last week it was 80 degrees. Howie was in his short shorts.
Yeah.
Life was good.
Tank top, short shorts.
Yeah.
It was great.
And now it's a little bit chillier, but it's a much better start to the game for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, trailing just 6-0 last week. It has already gotten to 16-0. So I think they're taking the steps forward that they wanted.
I think so as well. And again, you know, Forest Lake's a good team, but they're not St. Thomas Academy. But Coon Rapids needs to come out and make a statement. They need to come out and get on the board on this drive. And I think they just need a little confidence.
They've already forced 2 Ranger turnovers, trying to take advantage of this one. Tom, the sophomore. Oh, and hitting the backfield, nowhere to go for Jeebly. Absolutely blown up by number 80, Kaylor Lipzig.
Yeah, look at Lipzig. I mean, and again, just come off his block, and Jeebly had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's tough to shake that tackle.
Yeah.
And Lipzig is just right there as soon as you get the football. That makes it 2nd and 13.
Well, and this is a big test for the Cardinal offense and this young quarterback here in 2nd and long.
Tom will throw to the right side. Doe goes down to get it. Now he's got some room to run. And a nice pickup for Jordan Doe and the Cardinals.
Yeah, and again, that was a nice catch by Doe, because as you mentioned, that ball was thrown low, and he's able to pick it off just before it hit the ground. And again, use his acceleration to pick up that positive yardage.
And not go down on a knee to catch it, because
exactly.
if he does, he's down.
Yep.
Ball near the 25-yard line. So a first down and 10 for the Cardinals as they try and dig into the 6-0 deficit. Jeebly right up the middle, looking for a little bit of room, still on his feet, angling into the end zone, touchdown.
Great job by David Jeebly, is just able to keep his balance, and again, that little bit of burst allowed him to get away from the defender.
A little stiff arm to introduce yourself to the defender and put 6 points up on the board.
I mean, good job up front by the offensive line to open up a hole for him. Look at the size of the hole that he had to run through. And then again, as you saw, you talked about the stiff arm there, and he walks into the end. Oh, his classic scoring move as he breaks the tape.
And able to keep his feet. He broke one tackle, was able to keep his feet during another. That was a good run by Jeebly, covering 25 yards.
He's had a nice start to this football game.
Ali Abdelrahim out to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Josh DuBois. Snap back, kick up. And everybody's happy as Coon Rapids gets the extra point and has the lead, 7-6.
Turnover. Well, I was going to say turnovers and a missed extra point by Forest Lake now puts they find them trailing by a point. But look at the run. I mean, as you talked about, just the leg strength and just made sure he stayed on his feet.
That was not an easy task.
No.
That was not an easy 25 yards. And the Cardinals have their first lead of the season. Definitely reason to celebrate. And they are able to convert one of those Forest Lake turnovers into 7 points.
And that's the key. And they were able to force that fumble and go down and score. And that's really what they needed for this football club.
So Forest Lake has had 3 drives, 2 fumbles, 1 touchdown. No doubt the Cardinals would like to force a punt here if they can. Brisbois and Peterson back to receive the kick. Abdelrahim ready to kick it off. To be short, Brisbois will take it on a bounce. Last time he had a nice return right up the middle. Angling that way again into traffic, still on his feet, and another nice return as he squeaks out to the 46.
Great field position to start this drive for the Rangers.
And Brisbois has been able to take it on a bounce a couple of times.
Yeah, and again, just look at his ability to kind of cut and weave through some traffic and keep his legs moving and pick up some additional yardage before he's brought down.
And breaking tackles. So 1st and 10 from the 46. Trailing 7-6 early in the second quarter. Casa to throw, going down the left sideline, tipped and broken up. Great coverage all the way by Sean Sullivan, the sophomore.
He's made a couple of nice plays, good coverage there, and we talked about the fact 3 sophomores in this defensive backfield starting tonight for the Cardinals. And again, just really good coverage, watched where the ball was, got a hand on it, knocked it away from the receiver. Really nice defensive play.
Second down and 10 now. That was Slade Heald, the senior, at 6'1", 160 pounds. Sullivan at 5'9", just a sophomore, been able to stay with him. Nothing going right up the middle. And now 3rd and long coming up.
A great reaction by the front, that defensive front for Coon Rapids is able to make sure they didn't gain maybe a yard. I think maybe a yard.
Maybe even lost one.
Well, yeah, I see that now. They're putting it behind. So, yeah, good defensive play. 3rd and 11. Difficult situation for the Rangers here.
And is this 2-down territory for the Rangers?
It'll be interesting to see, but it depends what they do here on 3rd down.
Yeah.
If it's 4th and 11, maybe not. They're 1 of 2 on 3rd down.
That's 50% for you math majors out there.
I was about to take my shoes off and socks just to make sure I was counting correctly.
And Casa throws wide, incomplete.
Now we'll see if it's, I think they punt the ball in this situation. It looks like they're going to.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that, not that it looks like they are, but that they should.
They should, but it does look like they are.
Austin Burgum will handle the punting duties. Jordan Doe back to receive the punt.
Jordan Doe for the Cardinals, 19, Austin Burgum.
Now the Cardinals, let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, I think he had a 45-yard average last week punting the ball. Low snap, though.
Nice kick, gets it off under duress. And it will take a Cardinal bounce near the 30, and that's where they will start. The Cardinals with a 7-6 lead get a stop defensively and get a chance to maybe grow this lead even more.
Yeah, and the fact that they got the score, took the lead, then got the stop, Coach Russin has to be happy with these last 2 sequences for his Cardinals.
So important, I think, to make a statement like that after Forest Lake was doing what they wanted offensively, and if it weren't for 2 fumbles, who knows?
Exactly.
But now you get a stop the old-fashioned way. Gonna stick with Gibli. Why not? Boy, he turned a 2-yard gain into a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was going to be brought down, but again, he continues to move his feet, and he's not to be denied.
Contact, that's no big deal for Ghibli. Hit there and still kept going.
Just fought through it.
2nd down and 4. Now you can open up a few things. Stick with 2 tailbacks behind Tom. Ghibli again. This time using the speed to evade a tackler in the backfield and pick up 2. And Coon Rapids 1 of 3 on 3rd down. That's 33%, Howie.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here to give us the math lesson, because between Joe and I, we were products of the Minneapolis public school system. So our math skills are a little left to be desired. So.
I was wondering what that abacus was for.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's a cool abacus.
Hey, well, I'll take it wherever I go. You should see me at the grocery store.
3rd down and 2. Ghibli pushes it outside and pushes it for a 1st down. So your shopping trip delayed just a few more minutes. Gotta love what we've seen from David Ghibli tonight.
I mean, good block on the edge there, and allows him to turn upfield and get that 1st down.
It's been methodical for the Cardinals, but it has been working. Their biggest play was that 25-yard touchdown run. And I don't think it's even close. I mean, Ghibli maybe has a... Okay, so 3-4 runs at double figures. Now Tom on the roll, dumps it short, incomplete. 12-yard run, a couple of 11-yard runs to go with that 25-yard run. Thanks to Harley, providing the stats as always.
The stat master. Stat master general.
I like that.
The best in the business. We're fortunate to have him.
Had a chance to work with Harley for a couple of summers with the Saints.
Yeah, Harley does a great job. Is that what you wanted me to say, Harley? Okay, good.
All that for a molasses cookie. Worth it, though.
Hey, it's definitely worth it.
7:48 remaining in the 2nd quarter. 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals. Tom to Doe. This is a backwards pass. Doe getting a block from Tao and getting ahead, still on his feet and picking up about 4 or 5 yards.
Now I'll put him in a 3rd and long situation, and we'll see what the sophomore can do here, because this is typically a passing situation. Well, with David Ghibli, you never know. But again, just good job by the defense to make sure he didn't get more than the yardage he did.
Call it 3rd and 5. I would imagine this is 2-down territory once again. We found ourselves at midfield quite a bit in this game.
Yep.
Both Forest Lake and Coon Rapids. And Tom straight to the air. Pumps, now in trouble, looking, rolling, looking, firing, incomplete.
What he needs to know is that he could have probably run for that 1st down if he had continued around that left side. So now at 4th and 5, you put yourself in a situation. I mean, even if he ran and he gained 3 yards, it's still an easier 4th down play than. I mean, he's had an opportunity there to run around but.
Maybe if he would have cut inside the Gavin Layton block. He was looking for Eulin. He put some mustard on that pass, but it was incomplete. 4th and 5. 1-point lead for Coon Rapids. Forest Lake would love to get a stop and get the good field position.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game so far with misses on 4th down. Cardinals are going to take a timeout and talk about this in 4th and 5. I'm sure Coach Russin wants to make sure he has the right play called, or if they decide maybe are they going to kick the ball.
So what do you do here if you're Coach Russin? We've seen the screen passes worked so-so. We've seen David Ghibli. He's been able to pick up large chunks of yardage, and maybe you put it in his hands again.
Well, at this point, you possibly could. I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to change direction and punt the ball. But we'll see what they do here.
Well, that could be too. I mean, 4th and 5, that's a big chunk.
It's not an easy 4th down to make.
Punt it, maybe you get some good field position and rely on your defense.
Yep.
All right, well then I'm going to say punt it. I'm also going to say that my favorite thing to do is watch Sports Night Weekly because the puppets. I was telling you, Howie, I want a puppet. How can I get a puppet?
Well, you have to talk to Eric Strauss. He's the puppet master. He had those puppets. The story goes he had those puppets for about 2 years. and they finally found an opportunity to do something with him. And they never told Joe and I about it, of course. And when we
Right.
first saw it, when we saw it for the first time, it's like, oh my God, that is so great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, 4th down and 5. Coon Rapids is going to go for it after the timeout.
I was a little disheartened to know that my puppet made more than I do here. And so I guess I need a better agent.
Well, it's a little better looking.
Well, that's true. A sharper dresser as well. Oh.
And
Now they punt the ball.
And Cole Fosslin jumped. Gavin Layton towering over the official, trying to say that, no, it was Forrest Lake who jumped.
Now they punt.
False start against Coon Rapids, and so they will push it back 5 yards. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Especially after a timeout. It is the first half, so those timeouts aren't quite as valuable. Charlie Peterson back to receive the punt. Jordan Doe will punt this away. First punt tonight for Coon Rapids. After much consternation, we are set. And Doe will punt this one away with a good right foot. Peterson up to take it on a bounce. Hit almost immediately and finally felled near the 30.
Well, and as you talked about, well, now we punt the ball. Coon Rapids punts the ball. See if they can get a stop on the defensive side, like they did the last series for the Rangers.
Peterson did a nice job to hold on to that football. He had a Cardinal draped all over him. Casa and the Rangers out, trying to dig into this 1-point deficit. Brisbois right behind him. And Brisbois takes the pitch, bouncing it outside, turning the corner down the sideline, picking up some speed and getting to the 45. Call it the 47.
Good blocking on the edge and allowed him to gain it.
He's shown some good speed tonight as Brisbois.
Yes, he has.
He has a long touchdown run and turned the corner there for a pickup of 15. They do put it at the 45. I should never second guess myself. It's Brisbois. No, it's Casa who keeps it right up the middle. Good fake. And he picks up another first down. Got it to the 42. And there you see the RPO. He had that in the gut of Brisbois and then pulled it back when he saw the hole.
Good change of pace on that play. Weren't the defense not expecting him to run the ball. And again, good job blocking up front, allowing to open a hole for him. Gets to that second level.
If he wouldn't have pulled that back, there wouldn't have been much room for Brisbois. James Kennedy was right there. 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 42. This time it is Brisbois, and again room up the middle, and again a pickup of 10+ yards. Call it 10 on the nose, and that'll be a first down for the Rangers.
Again, big chunks of yardage at a time against this defense on this drive. Is that your car going off over there?
No, you think I have a car with a car alarm?
Nor do I, so I know it's not mine.
Clock approaching 5 minutes. Casa with the pitch. Brisbois looking for a block. Finds a lane and just tripped up from behind. Nice job by Jacob Kiffmeyer to come over from his linebacker position and make the stop.
Yeah, watch number 10 come into your picture, but not after a nice run again by Brisbois. He does a nice job of turning it upfield. He's just able to get a little bit of his ankle and bring him down.
Pickup of 8. 2nd down and 2. Rangers not in any rush to get this offense going. They don't want to leave Coon Rapids with very much time. Brisbois right up the middle. That should be enough. Nope, call it a yard short. So now it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and he's over the century mark. He's 10 carries for 112 yards and a score.
That's 11.2 yards a carry.
God, you know, you go to the bank with me. I'm looking for a
Yes.
loan, and I want to make sure that my numbers guy brought my own numbers guy.
We're going to have to deposit the,
Oh, that's true.
lotto winnings.
Yes, we will.
3rd down and short. Trailing 7-6 are the Rangers. And Costa will go underneath center for the first time tonight. Takes the snap, just leans forward and gets the first down. Ends up picking 3 yards all the way down to the 20.
Why couldn't Kirk Cousins do that against Seattle?
Too soon.
Oh,
Howie.
I'm sorry.
Too soon.
That carry takes it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Fans, that's another Ranger.
It's been an interesting football season.
It really has.
All the way around, from
Oh.
NFL,
Yep.
college, high school.
Every level.
Car alarms finally stopped.
Thanks, Dave. Finally.
Underneath give to Crescent. Crescent turning the corner, angling for the corner of the end zone, and he finds it for 6.
Yeah, that was a similar play on their other score. And again, just a little fake give and then misdirection play the other way. And Forest Lake gets the score. I would imagine they'll go for 2 in this situation.
5'8" junior Leo Crescent just angled it from the 20 and had enough room to get in there. So a 20-yard touchdown run. 12-7, and you called it. They will go for 2. They almost had a 2-point conversion accidentally on their first extra point try.
That is correct.
Pitch it to Brisbois, hit and dropped.
Oh, Jeebly. He's been the star of the game so far for Coon Rapids.
100%. He was right there. So it'll stay at 12-7 with 3:03 to play in the second quarter. As we look at the touchdown that's kept a 7-play, 70-yard drive.
Yeah, and again, a nice offensive call from the Rangers staff. And look at the play by number 3, David Jeebly. Beat his blocker and made sure he got him around the ankles to bring him down. That's just a stellar defensive play by number 3 for Coon Rapids.
Yeah, Crescent was all over Jeebly's back, and Jeebly said, listen, I'm just going to wrap this up.
Yeah, I said, this is not happening.
Kavanaugh and Doe back to receive the kick. After the Forest Lake touchdown, Carter Theisfeld, excuse me. Oilers held out a little bit. I should knock on some wood, but it hasn't been too bad.
It actually has not been too bad. It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly, but we've got a tent that they set up around us, and they weren't until you signed on to do this. They weren't going to put a tent up, but
it's actually in my contract.
Well, that's exactly right.
Kavanaugh will take it on a bounce. Gets a block, sheds a tackler to the 25.
Now, plenty of time here remaining in this first half. We'll see if the Cardinals can get some points on this drive.
Just so you know, that's literally the only thing in my contract.
Is it? Okay.
This tent.
Is that tent?
That's it.
You were supposed to bring food, though. Did you know that?
Harley brought the
food.
food.
Harley did. That's right.
The molasses cookies. We got it all set. We got a tent. We got food. We got Howie. What else do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals from the 25-yard line. Jeebly with a bounce outside, trying for the corner, is wrapped up just shy of the first down, but another nice run by Jeebly.
Yeah, his vision is so good. I mean, he can see the holes, he can see where he needs to be, and you know that young man has some opportunities after high school to play at the next level.
Just a junior, so he's got one more year before he's got to fully commit. Here's Doe. He's got the first down, he's got room, and is knocked out of bounds in midfield. Mark it at the 49. So now the Cardinals moving Clock stopped with 2:24 to play in the second quarter.
Well, and this is how Coach Russin wants his offense to run. He loves the fact that he can mix it up with Jabley, but he likes those quick hits to the outside. Get him in the hands, as we talked about it, Jordan Doe, David Jabley, your playmakers.
Throw to Tao is complete. Clock will roll.
Timeout pass complete to number 2, Sonny Tao.
Minimal pickup, but some positives. So
Yes.
second and we'll call it 6. Tom will throw to the left side. Here's Doe trying to get a block. And he gets the first down as he is forced out of bounds. So a nice drive being formed so far by the Cardinals with 1:56 to play in the second quarter, trailing by 5.
Yeah, and the key for that is how are your receivers blocking on the edge, and that's the key to the success on that play, is that your receiver holds up the defensive player, and Doe using his speed able to get the first down.
Now Jeebley in the middle and is brought down after a few. Ran into his own offensive lineman, Nick Espinosa, who was trying to shed a block. And clock will roll with 1:40, 1:39, 1:38 to play in the second quarter. 2 timeouts remaining for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they're actually taking a lot of time getting this play in.
33 yards between them and Pater. Tom wants to pick up all of it right now, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Jack Schultz on the outside, covering Ulen, and Schultz was closer to that ball.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, Liam, we've not seen a lot of Tom go downfield. Just the quick little throws to the outside.
Not a bad time to take a shot.
No, I don't disagree with that at all. That's I like that call.
So 3rd down and 8.
2 of 5 on 3rd down for the Cardinals.
That's 40%.
There you go.
Tom throws to the right side. Doe trying to spin, trying to find a little bit more room. Instead finds a horde of Rangers there. This will be close.
Tom's pass to Doe.
It's tough from our angle to see where they mark it.
Press to stop 81 results for the Rangers.
It is 4th
Yeah,
down.
it's going to be a little bit short. by
Under a
maybe
minute to play now.
couple yards.
4th and 2. Jeebley bouncing it outside, gets a block. He's got the first down. And the clock will stop with 42.7 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, this Ranger defense does not have an answer for number 3. He's doing pretty much what he wants to do here this evening so far in this first half.
And the Cardinals have done a nice job with downfield blocking as well tonight, Howie.
They have.
We've seen some good blocks that have sprung some deeper runs. Now the ball at the 14-yard line. Doe getting a block and forced out of bounds. And now the Cardinals knocking on the door with 36.4 seconds left, trailing by 5.
One of the things Coach Russin brought to this program last year is that his receivers had to be good downfield blockers, and that was a big key for him last year in their success. And you can see on this drive, Corbu, that they're doing the same type of thing. Good downfield blocking leads to success.
2nd down and 1 from the 5. 2 timeouts remaining. Jeebley right up the middle. Stacked up. This will depend on the spot.
You got to call timeout here.
25 seconds left, 24, 23, and now they will stop the clock. And they're going to call it a first down.
Yeah, so you've got 23, a little over 23 seconds remaining in this half, and an opportunity to see if you can punch it in here and take the lead before the break.
Officials still continuing to chat things over. 3 of them in the backfield. And they're going to put time back up on the clock. That's good.
Good
'Cause
for the
it should have-
Cardinals.
Yeah, it should have stopped when it was a first down.
Yep.
So they're going to put 27 seconds back up on the clock. There it is.
There it is. Good math skills.
I'm just trying to win you over.
Well, no, you had me at a low.
Usually my hello is somebody else's goodbye.
He's in.
Fighting ahead, and there it is. It's a touchdown. And a lead back to the Cardinals.
Look at the big boys up front just lead the way for Ghibli, and then, you know, of course, he's just going to slice in behind them and get into the end zone.
And the Cardinals will go for 2 to try and make this a 3-point game. Tom rolling right. Looking, rolling, tossing behind, incomplete. Looking for Doe, threw it behind him. So remain 13-12 with 20.2 seconds left. Who had 13-12 at the half? Anyone?
I think Harley did. He wins the bag of grapefruits.
I'm mostly interested in that molasses cookie here. Well, it's been a good first half for the Cardinals. They've shown some stuff defensively and offensively.
Well,
They've gotten a couple of stops as we look at the 2-point conversion, really well covered. Maybe a chance if he hits Doe, but I think the Cardinals can be happy with what they've done so far in this first half.
Well, and they overcame some things in the beginning of the game. It looked like that Forest Lake was gonna go up for a second score, and then a turnover by the Cardinals was fortuitous for them. And you're right, they've played really well, and they've taken the momentum away for what Forest Lake had early on to take a lead, 1-point lead with 20 seconds remaining before the break.
So now let's see if they can get a stop. Brisbois has shown some explosiveness on the kickoff returns. He's back there with Peterson. They're going to keep it away from Brisbois. It's picked up on the far sideline as Crescent angling for the middle of the field. Gets a block and gets to the 38-yard line.
That took about 9 seconds off the clock. So I'm sure the Cardinals were fine for him to cut back up in the middle and continue for the clock to roll.
And the Cardinals will start the third quarter with the football. So if they can get a stop here, they would open up the third quarter with a chance to grow this lead. Caleb Casa, the senior from the pistol, wants to go to the air, throwing it down the middle of the field, incomplete. Looking for Leo Crescent, just a little too tall.
Well, and he was wide open too.
Yep.
It just if you had hit him in stride, that may have been a touchdown.
Stops the clock with 8 seconds to play in the first half.
Now you test that youth in your defensive backfield in a situation like this.
Cardinals are playing pretty far off.
They are.
8 seconds left.
Yeah, they'll let them just keep the ball in front of them.
Casa's going to go deep down the sideline, and it's picked up. No, dropped. Mark Manders almost fair caught that one.
Well, yeah, and that ball hung up there too.
Yeah, Slade Heald broke it up as a wide receiver. And with 0.9 seconds left, Forest Lake will have one more play. That's twice that we've seen them go towards Heald on this left side, but we've seen Coon Rapids be up to the task. And Coon Rapids will take a timeout.
Yeah, you might as well at this point, if you're not 100% sure with your defensive formation, you might as well call that timeout because again, you don't need them now at this point in the game, and make sure everybody's on the same page because you do not want to give up a score in this situation.
Especially after the first 24 minutes have gone the way that they have for Coon Rapids.
Agree.
They've forced 2 turnovers. They've had 2 scoring drives. They've seen their defense start to gel. I think this is exactly what they were hoping for. And obviously you don't want to give up 2 touchdowns like they have, but this has been a good fight on both sides. Forest Lake has had some good moments, and Coon Rapids has had some good moments.
Yeah, it's been a good first half of football. competitive. We've seen some exciting plays. We've seen some fair amount of few turnovers. And
So after the Coon Rapids timeout, let's see what we see here. 3 receivers to the right for Forest Lake. Brisbois stays in the backfield. Heald, the lone receiver, to the short side left. Good pressure. Casa escapes once, can't escape twice, and is thrown down hard. Gavin Layton using that size and that wrestling ability to end the first half, and Coon Rapids has the lead 13-12.
Yeah, nice first half for the Cardinals, Corbu, and so they'll regroup and talk about things here at the break, and as you mentioned, gets the ball to start the third quarter, and a good situation for Coon Rapids.
Coon Rapids will chat things over. We'll take a timeout, come back and chat things over ourselves. At the end of one half of play, it is Coon Rapids 13, Forest Lake 12. It's high school football on CTN.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.
Halftime at Forest Lake High School, Coon Rapids leading 13-12. And let's take a look at the first half highlights. Well, it started off pretty good for Forest Lake. They went with Brisbois, and Brisbois went where he wanted to go, and that is into the end zone. He had a nice first half, did Brisbois, and that inside fake, that fake pitch inside give would come back to haunt the Coon Rapids Cardinals a little bit later on. But the Cardinals, trailing 6-0 after the extra point was no good, said, hey, you know, we've got this really good running back named David Gibley. We should see what he can do. And boy, how he can do a lot.
Well, he can, and he's so elusive, and he does a nice job of initially following his blockers, but then he does the rest to get into the end zone.
That was a big time run, and Forest Lake was able to answer back with the inside give, as we hinted at, and this time they would go 20+ yards to Leo Crescent, and that would give them the lead at 12-7.
Yeah, great misdirection play there by the Rangers.
And a little slide at the end of it. The electric slide is how he likes to do every now and then Gibley right back from a couple of yards out to go ahead. A 2-point conversion was no good, and that's where we sit now, 13-12. What a first half for David Gibley. 20 carries, 123 yards, and 2 touchdowns. There you see the overall stats.
Yeah, I mean, you look a little more well-balanced for Coon Rapids, 90 yards through the air and 127 yards on the ground. Running the ball is what Forest Lake likes to do, and you see they don't have any passing yards in that first half. And 12 first downs for Coon Rapids. I think that's Coach Russin will like that as well. And then a couple of turnovers. That's the negative effect on the right side of the ledger for Forest Lake.
Coon Rapids has had a methodical offense, and it's been a good methodical for that offense. And that 127 rushing yards is huge. They were at -98 last week.
Yeah.
And that was, again, because of some bad snaps and some fumbles. But David Gibley and the rest of his Cardinal crew on the ground has really gotten things going, and they've had some success throwing the football as well, which has almost been like a running game the way that they are throwing the football.
Yeah, exactly. They're just throwing that quick out to mostly to Jordan Doe, getting it in his hands and letting his athleticism pick up some additional yards. So you're right. They haven't gone downfield. They've gone a couple of times over the middle where they've been successful on a couple of occasions, but offensively, they've got to love the balance that they have here in this first half.
No passing yards for Forest Lake, and a big part of that is the defensive play of the Cardinals secondary. They have looked good when they have tried to throw, have the Rangers, the Cardinals have been up to the task.
They certainly have. And they get the opportunity to see what their offense can do because they'll get the ball here first to start this third quarter.
Let's flash back to how this game started. Forest Lake got a huge return from Brisbois and then got a huge run from Brisbois. They were inside the 20 just like that, and then they fumbled the football and Coon Rapids was able to fall on it. And that made a big, big difference in, I think, the way that this momentum, this game could have gone if that would have gone differently.
And I know the message to the boys on the Coon Rapids sideline was, you've got a 1-point lead. Let's continue to play with the intensity that we played with in that first half, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think was really important for them after that first drive by Forest Lake, an opportunity to make a couple of stops defensively. It's really played well for this Cardinal defense.
Well, last week it was 80 degrees. This week it's about 50 degrees cooler.
Yeah, 32 in downtown Forest Lake.
And that is what they call freezing. I learned that in math class as well.
With all those experiments he did in math class, I'm sure.
Coon Rapids with their first opportunity, the first opportunity, I should say, of the third quarter. As it will be Kavanaugh and Doe back to receive the kick. High, short kick taken at the 30-yard line and immediately kneeled on. We'll call that good as Mustafa Monir made the right decision, I think. Just take it at the 35 and let's go.
Yeah, good field position to start their first drive here in the second half. And on the side of Forest Lake, they know they've been successful in this first half too, running the ball, and they're going to continue once they get the ball back. But defensively, for them, coming up with a stop here, I think, is really important to start this third quarter.
Tom will give to Jeebly. Nice cutback, lost the football, and Forest Lake is on it. Well, Forest Lake will start the third quarter just like Coon Rapids started the first.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. And Jeebly, I know, very upset with himself. Let's see if somebody who got a hand on it. And again, it just squirted loose.
And it was possibly Taylor Rawway who was in there, the 5'10", 190-pound senior.
We have a injured Forest Lake player. Checking his knee. Hopefully he's okay.
Readjusting a brace that they have on the right knee. And you hope that's all it is.
Yes, absolutely.
The Rangers on a knee and getting ready to take the ball offensively after the turnover.
Yeah, he seems to be okay. Gets
Lawrence
a nice round of applause as he comes off the field.
And fans, your Rangers take over. 1st and 10.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rangers. So the Cardinals blowing an opportunity to grow a 13-12 lead. Instead, Rangers have a chance to retake the lead. And they start in Cardinal territory. Casa starts in the air. It's complete over the middle as Crescent Blake's one tackle and is finally brought down after a pickup of about 17 yards.
Yeah, just a nice little quick throw over the middle, and he does the rest with his legs. And
the first
a little behind him
completion
too,
of the
but
game. Yep.
able to pick up that nice yardage.
1st and 10 from the 19. So just like that, one play, they're already in the red zone. Brisbois cuts inside and finally brought down inside the 10.
Yeah, did a nice job of getting by Jeebly there as he's able to step past him.
When they can get to that edge, Brisbois is dangerous.
Yeah, very effective. And just a quick pitch, and again, nice blocking there for him. And there you see Jeebly just trying to get a hand on him, and he's able to step through it.
1st and goal from the 9, just underway in the third quarter. Casa keeps it himself, tries the middle of the field, and is short. But it'll be a second and short to go for the goal.
Yeah, if the Rangers can convert into points here off that turnover, that's a big drive for them to start since they kicked off to start this second half.
And if you were the Cardinals, you were thinking, all right, this is great. Our offense is cruising. We're making some good plays, a chance to grow this lead. And just like that, you're on your heels at the 3-yard line with Forest Lake knocking on the door.
And you don't see Jeebly put it on the ground very often.
Casa losing his footing and is brought down all the way back near the 10-yard line.
Good job by the car. Looked like that was Leighton in on the tackle as he's able to take his big 6'5", 280-pound frame and just throw that offensive lineman to the side.
Yeah, not a lot of room to go, and Jacob Kiffmeyer made sure that Leighton was going to have a chance to catch up to him. Well, that changes things. It goes from 2nd and goal at the 3 to 3rd and goal at the 9. Casa to the air, hit and drops.
Great defensive pressure up front for Coon Rapids. And Casa didn't have a chance to release that ball. He's fortunate he held on to it.
James Kennedy makes the hit.
Field goal, field goal.
5'11", 205-pound junior. And this is a huge stand for the Coon Rapid Cardinals, I should say. Eisfeld out to attempt the field goal. Snap back, kick is up, and it is no good.
Wow. So that turnover doesn't hurt them on the scoreboard. And that's a big stop, obviously, for the defense. They had big pressure here the last 2 plays, and then they missed field goal. The Rangers come away empty.
Now that turnover really doesn't hurt you at all.
Nope.
Field position isn't outstanding, but
hey, you'll take that field position to take points off the board. So.
Absolutely. From the 15-yard line. This time they go to the air. Doe trying to get to the outside and has the first down as he's ridden out of bounds.
Well, again, great blocking on the outside for the Cardinals. That was Darius Yulin. Again, he's able to hold up the defender, you see there, and open the edge for Jordan Doe.
Yulin's had some good blocks tonight. He has been out there, and you see that number 19 in white flash quite a few times.
Yep.
Jeebly holding on to that ball. Minimal pickup, maybe one. See if the Coon Rapids Cardinals take the advice of the cheerleading crew.
Be aggressive. That's what I say to myself every morning when I eat breakfast. Be aggressive.
That oatmeal does not stand a chance.
No, it shakes. It's like Jell-O. It's so scary.
Doe on the bubble screen, dancing his way to the 40-yard line.
That'll be a 3rd and short here in this situation. Again, a nice job to throw to the outside, and then Doe does a nice job of cutting up the middle.
And they hurry up to the line on 3rd and 4 at the 39. And now a timeout taken by Forest Lake.
Yeah, there was some confusion on the defensive end there for them. They were rushing to get players off the field.
Sam Ferraro, the head coach at Forest Lake, calling the timeout. And with 7:45 to play in the 3rd quarter, he'll have 2 timeouts remaining, and what is looking like it's going to be a tight finish in this one.
There you see the numbers for Coon Rapids on 3rd down. 2 of 6.
That's 33%.
God, man.
Good thing it wasn't 2 of 7.
You're like Mr. Wizard.
It's because of the tent. Although next year I'm putting in my contract maybe a heater.
So Jordan Doe has 14 targets. He's caught 11 passes for 104 yards.
That's pretty good.
That's nice.
That is under 10 yards a catch,
That is,
however.
that is, you know.
That's a good question. The question that posed to me in my ear was how many of those have been downfield, but they've all been mostly screen passes.
Oh yeah, just the quick throw to the outside, and that's their offense. That's how they like to run their offense.
And let Doe matriculate his way downfield.
And again, all predicated by blocking of your receivers.
Doe is in motion. They will go to him once again. And again, he turns it up the field. And let's see where they put the ball after he stepped out of bounds.
There's a flag, unfortunately. We'll see. That might be a hold on Coon Rapids.
It was 3rd down, and it was going to be close to the 1st down. It is in the area of holding. So important for those wide receivers to block on the screen, especially when Doe's coming back towards the ball like he was. The official's talking things over.
Oh, they're
And
waving
they're
it off.
pick it up.
Either that or he's waving to you. He might
Well,
be a
that could
fan.
be.
He might be a fan. Hey,
Well,
there's Corbu.
Yeah.
A nice play nonetheless. They get that swing pass out to Doe, and he picks up the 1st down.
Nice job by the officials to chat things over and discuss what they thought they saw, what they did see. And they decide to pick up the flag. 1st down 10 from the 44. Tom's underneath pressure. He rolls. He's going to run himself, and another flag comes
That's
out.
a hold. That's a hold on Coon Rapids.
Odds are they will not pick this one up.
No.
After Tom made something happen with his feet. And it is a hold against Coon Rapids, and the worst part about that is it's a spot foul, so it goes back even further because it happened deep in the backfield.
Yeah, there you see it right there. I don't know if they get Leighton on that. Actually, Leighton's looking over to the official like to see if they were going to throw the flag.
That's a loss of 19 yards.
Yikes. What's in your playbook for this? What'd you drop in the Sandlot back in Denver, Colorado? When
Give Ghibli the ball 3 times.
Okay, all right.
Of course, back then people didn't know who David Ghibli was, but I told him, you're going to.
Oh.
Step 1, give the ball to David Ghibli once.
Yeah, he got him almost 10. He got almost 10 yards back.
14.
I hope that's not he's hurt.
Just a nice job, but look at that. Just
here comes his shoe.
Yeah.
He threw his shoe.
Well, that hurts my goal of giving him the ball 3 times.
Yeah, well.
Dang shoe. 2nd and 15. And now the ball's on the ground, and Tom will just pick it up. Looked like they wanted to hand it to Doe.
And they did. They did. That was the play of him coming across. They faked that a few times as well.
So 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, I should say, after the fumble.
Yeah.
That's too bad. You pick up 14 yards on your 1st down, but then Ghibli had to leave the game because he lost his shoe. Now they fumble, and now they have a 3rd and 20. Well, I don't know what you have in the playbook for this. We'll find out. Let's see who left.
I think it's false start on the Cardinals.
Yeah, Tao took off, but then Forest Lake also jumped, but they're going to march it back. Well, this drive has not been
it's not been what they wanted.
Not a lot of forward progress in this drive. 3rd and 25. The good news is they did stop Forest Lake from scoring.
They did.
And they did move the ball forward. Tom looking to go even deeper, and it's dropped.
Oh, they're fortunate.
Yeah, it was an easy pick for Reed Olson, and the 6'1", 168-pound freshman might not see it pass that easy again for the next 4 years.
I mean, it's a little behind him, but still right on the hands.
Yeah. And Doe has now been targeted 16 times in the game. But this time, incomplete, and Doe will punt it away. Charlie Peterson back to receive the punt for the Rangers. Clock is stopped with 5:55 to play in the third. Plenty of time for Doe. Peterson's going to let it bounce, and it takes a great Cardinal bounce.
Wow.
Inside the 35.
Yeah, it just hung on the line. That was, I wonder if he planned it that way. You know, he's such a good athlete. Maybe he's able to kick directionally and let it just spin down the sideline.
It's a gift, really.
Yeah. Apparently it keeps on giving.
For about 14 yards it gave there. 1st and 10 from the 35 now for the Rangers. Coon Rapids able to turn the tide in terms of field position around a little bit. But between Brisbois and Casa running the football, Rangers have been able to flip the field position the other way quite often. This time they'll go with Furlong. Not much room there for Furlong. In fact, he'll lose 3.
Yeah. And that's just good pursuit to the ball by the defense. Almost looked like they had a false start as well.
Nice job. Max Walls with the first one there. Second down and 12. As they marked it at the 33. Casa over the middle, incomplete. A sliding effort made by Slade Heald, but Heald unable to come up with that one, and it'll be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, 3rd long situation there, but you're right though, if he's able to, that pass just a little bit up. Actually looked like he had an opportunity to hold down to that football.
I think, especially the first cold game of the year, I think it's a lot harder to make those normal catches.
Agreed.
Your hands, your fingers are a little tight. Everything is just a little bit tighter. 3rd down and 12. We're living the dream up here. Casa deep drop, setting up the screen. There's Brisbois. Brisbois slips 1, slips 2, and finally brought down, but not before he gets the first down all the way to the 47-yard line. And there is a flag down.
It might be coming back. It's got to be a holding, I would think. Well,
or roughing the passer.
Or it could be roughing the passer because the sideline for Forest Lake is clapping their hands. So, yeah, I think that may be.
It is a roughing the passer. And so that'll give them an additional 15 yards after the pickup of about 15 for the first down.
Yeah, that's a foolish play for Coon Rapids. I mean, the ball's well out of his hand before you have contact with him. And some missed tackles there, an opportunity to bring him down before he gained the line.
Now that puts it at the Cardinals' 39-yard line. Forest Lake trailing by 1. Extra points have made a difference in this one. Looking for room around the outside, and Jake Deeb is able to pick up a couple to the 30-yard line, pickup of 8. Some would argue that's more than a couple.
Well, some would. I'm not going to argue with you, though.
Some would say it's several couples. I appreciate that you're not arguing.
No.
2nd down and 1. The Rangers have the playbook open to them on 2nd and short. Misdirection. And stumbling his way, it's Deeb again. And that will be close. We'll see where they mark it. That is a first down. Marked it at the 28-yard line. So a much slower paced 3rd quarter than we saw in the first half, but see if the Cardinals can come up with a stop once again.
Well, they've relied on their defense a number of times down here in this part of the field. They're hoping to do so as well.
Straight drop for Casa. Airing it out for the end zone, incomplete, and let's see, is there going to be a flag? There is. He was looking for Andrew Sikora.
Never would have caught that ball. It's unfortunate.
No.
That
But
ball
he
was
didn't
well
have much of a
overthrown.
chance to catch it either.
True.
He was tangled up
In blue.
right near the 5-yard line. This is why
Oh,
you
yeah.
get a,
Oh,
yeah. This
yeah.
is why you get a puppet.
That's why I get a puppet. Exactly.
Second penalty of the game, or I should say of this drive for the Cardinals, and they've both been big penalties. It's 1st and 10 now from the 14. Rangers trailing by 1, but knocking on the door. Casa to the air, incomplete. Not much of a chance
Nope.
there, looking for Sikora. Stops the clock with 3:11 to play in the 3rd quarter. We've seen them go to the air quite a bit on this drive.
We have.
Maybe as much on this drive as they have the entire game.
I think you're correct. Yeah, they didn't have any passing yards in that first half.
0 of 6.
I was going to say 0 of 6 in the first half, 2 of 4 in the second half passing for Forest Lake.
0 and 50%. Brisboy looking right, cutting it back inside, swarmed under. Pickup of near 4. Call it the 11, so it's 3rd and 7.
It's a nice tackle to David Jeebley again, just coming in from his linebacker position and taking him down. He's made a number of nice tackles here this evening.
We've seen Jacob Kiffmeyer around quite a bit
Yep.
as well. 3rd and 7 from the 11. They can get a first down without scoring. To the air again, and it's broken up, and a flag comes out. It's going to be holding, pass, or roughing the quarterback. Looked like it was good coverage. I thought maybe it could be intercepted.
Yeah,
As Tristan
roughing the
Trudeau was
passer.
on the coverage and roughing the passer again. That'll give them a first down.
It's the second one on this drive.
3rd penalty of this drive.
Yeah.
Second, the roughing the passer sort. They also had a pass interference.
Head coach Nick Russin, man behind the mask. This club in a tight one.
They're probably wondering what his offense has, or what his defense has to do to get off the field.
Yep.
They've been making the plays, but they've also been committing the penalties. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Casa keeps it himself and is unimpeded into the end zone.
Made that one look easy, and the Rangers are going to take the lead here with 2:19 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And now I think you probably do have to go for 2 again.
Yeah,
Go up by 7.
you do. That's a nice job as he's able just to head up the middle for the score.
Barely touched.
Yep.
Jeebley got him, but I think it was after he had crossed the end zone line. And they will go for 2. Leading by 5 deep into the 3rd quarter. Casa rolling, throwing towards the back of the end zone, tipped and incomplete. 2 Ranger receivers over there, Sikora and DePaul. DePaul has been oddly involved in all of
Yeah,
the 2-point conversions.
There's the touchdown run. He's able to convert, and then the missed opportunity on a 2-point play. Yeah, two, as you mentioned, 2 receivers had an opportunity to catch that.
And DePaul got his hands on it. In the first attempt at an extra point, after Forest Lake scored a touchdown, they tried to kick it, but it was a bad snap, and so the kicker, Theisfeld, had to try and throw for it, and then he threw it in the direction of DePaul. It was incomplete. Then on the second 2-point conversion, they threw in the direction of DePaul, and was incomplete, and then DePaul was there again. Incomplete. He's 6'2", 165, so I understand why in a tight situation you would throw towards him.
Somebody with some height, somebody can go up after that 50-50 type ball.
Now, last time Forest Lake just kicked it short. Let's see what they do here. This one will be a little bit deeper. It's Kavanaugh looking for a block. Had a hole momentarily and then swallowed up near the 25-yard line.
Well, let's see what the Cardinals can do to answer here on offense.
And with it only at 5 points, it takes a little pressure off. It didn't take long for the Rangers to find them there.
No.
Call it the 26-yard line. See if Coon Rapids has an answer. The sophomore quarterback, Griffin Tom. Rolling, looking, throwing, incomplete. Intended for Jordan Doe. Jordan Doe has really been his safety blanket today.
Yeah, he's seen quite a lot of action so far in this football game. Is there a flag on them? Oh, no, I thought there was a flag.
Doe has been targeted 17 times. A lot of those on that bubble screen, which is essentially like a run.
That was my entire high school career, about targeted 17 times. And I didn't even play football.
This time it's Doe who gets the run and does not get much. Still an outstanding high school career for you.
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
Yeah, they still tell stories about it in Minneapolis.
Yeah, Bedrock High.
I wonder how many people actually got that
I don't know.
reference.
Yeah.
Took me a second, but I got there. Griffin Tom on 3rd and 12. Coon Rapids has faced a couple of 3rd and longs here in this 3rd quarter. That'll definitely impede your offense. Tom to the air, airing it out. And it is juggled once, twice, and finally brought in.
Wow.
Weston Hoyt with the INT. And Forest Lake will take over in Cardinal territory.
Yeah, and he just kind of threw that one up, and he was looking for Doe. And just that pass thrown a little bit short. That was a great play to stay with that football and make sure he brought it in.
The Cardinals, 48.
Bounce, a couple of bounces. Another bounce, my God. Look at that.
As my high school coach would say, never a doubt.
Yeah,
Never a doubt.
That's how we planned it.
Yep.
Let's touch it about 8 times before we can actually bring it in.
They turn it over with 1:12 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Now this is a big moment for the Cardinals defense to make a stand after 2 turnovers in this 3rd quarter by the Cardinal offense.
Yeah, and that you know, you come into this second half leading by 1, and now an opportunity for, as you mentioned, Forest Lake to see if they can increase this score. And that puts the pressure right on squarely on the shoulders of your defense.
Final 43 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Pitch it to Brisboy. Eludes one tackler and cuts inside for a few more yards inside the 40.
He's a very nice running back. He's had a nice evening.
Yeah, and not wearing gloves. Oh, there are the gloves.
Yeah.
So rare to see a player not wear gloves these days. I don't know if you've tried on those receiver gloves, but they are ridiculous how sticky they are.
Yep.
I don't see why you wouldn't wear them if you could.
I use them for driving.
That would explain all the hard lefts.
Exactly.
Well, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll bring you the 4th quarter and more of Howie's driving tips. The Rangers leading at home over Coon Rapids, 18-13. 4th quarter comes your way right after this. It's high school football on a Friday night from CTN.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Start of the fourth quarter, Forest Lake leading 18-13, and they have the football. 12 minutes up on the clock. Thermometer reached 31 degrees.
A balmy 31 degrees.
This is football in Minnesota in October.
Well, you know, with the late start, obviously, that, you know, it's going to get colder and colder as this football season progresses. I don't think we're going to see another 80 like we did last weekend. So the guys are going to have to obviously be used to the fact that they're playing in some really cold weather.
The season will wrap up the weekend of November 11th. 3rd and 1 from the Coon Rapids 39-yard line. Brisbois had some pressure in the backfield, but was able to squeak through, and I think this is a first down. Barely.
I think he just got it.
Needed the 38. He got it. And it'll be a 1st and 10 now for the Rangers. Trying to take advantage of another Coon Rapids turnover. 2 in that 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they kill you. It kills you. They had 1 in the first half, but already 2 here in half number 2.
Forest Lake was not able to convert on that first one. Inside give. And again, Crescent able to angle ahead for some yardage, this time about 10, call it 9.
That's been a successful play call for them. And they've scored a couple of touchdowns on that call, and here, as he mentioned, picking up 9 on that situation.
Nice job of holding on to the football as well. Sean Sullivan was trying to knock it free. 2nd down and 1. Casa himself. Casa finds the end zone. 29 yards. Might have gone untouched.
Yeah, and again, and great blocking up front. Really opened that hole on the defensive side for Coon Rapids, and Casa doing a nice job of taking it home.
That is a big, big touchdown for the Rangers. 11:20 remaining, and they are up by 2 scores. 11. And here they can attempt the kick.
Yeah, that makes it that much more difficult for Coon Rapids now to dig out. And, you know, turnovers always come back to haunt you. Cardinals avoided something earlier, but they're going to give up points on this turnover.
Good snap this time. The kick was good. And it is 25-13 in favor of the Rangers. Casa with a big hole. He was touched once and able to use his foot speed to get into the end zone, much to the delight of the Ranger faithful.
Out here braving the elements.
It is a little different though. Even though there are fans, I've heard more snap counts and more signals this game than I've heard maybe in years.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the coaches calling things out from the sidelines. You don't hear that typically when the stadium is packed.
Yeah, just not quite the same buzz going on.
Of course, you don't have any fans across the way from us either, which will all change next year as this field is going to be turf, and there will be new press box and stands across the way for the visitors.
Hopefully a press box big enough for the fine CTN television crew.
Exactly.
Well, Rapids will try, or Rapids, I don't know why I keep saying that, the Cardinals. It's because it's Colorado Rapids, that's why.
That's right.
This time it's Kavanaugh on the kickoff return. Kavanaugh loses his footing, but keeps his balance and gets ahead to the 27-yard line. What I was trying to say is that this is an important drive for Coon Rapids, I think. With 11-12 remaining, the way this second half is going, you have 2, maybe 3 possessions left. down by 2 scores, you got to find them when you can.
Well, and even if you go down and you score, then defensively you have to stop Forest Lake on their next possession as well. And you can see they've gotten their offense going here in the second half.
See if Coon Rapids can as well. David Jeebley standing behind Tom. Tom with a quick throw looking for Tao, and it was a tough catch for Tao, and it was incomplete.
Yeah, a lot of yellow jerseys there too as they were rushing the passer, and Tom had to get rid of it quickly.
We've really seen him go to the air a lot in this second half.
Yep, well, and he's going to have to again here with little over 11 minutes remaining and trailing by 2 scores.
Second down and 10. There's Doe, and he is hit almost immediately and dropped. Lawrence Bowe there to make the stop.
Well, the defense knows that they love to go to that play, and again, it's all about the blocking on the edge in that situation. But I think just the better numbers for Forest Lake is they're missing 1 blocker there, and they made them pay.
Loss of 3, and another 3rd and long for the Cardinals in this second half. The Cardinals converting their 3rd downs at a 33% clip today. Taking a long look over at the sideline, and now a timeout called.
I think maybe a little miscommunication on what they wanted to run in that situation, and before the clock ran out, they needed to call that timeout.
I understand the need for a play clock, but at the high school level with no play clocks around, I just think it's a ridiculous thing to have.
Yeah.
I think it's hard for college and NFL level athletes to manage the play clock
Right.
and all of that. And now you're asking high school kids to do it without an actual play clock to
Correct.
be seen.
Yep, I agree.
I understand the importance of it, but
let them know where they sit with how much time is actually
Yes.
remaining in that play clock.
correct. Well, let's see. Now you have 3rd and 13. Probably too early to make it 4-down territory.
Yeah, I
but
would think so.
this is an important 3rd down.
Well, yeah, they want to keep if they want to keep this drive alive, because if you don't convert here and you give the ball back to Forest Lake, then Forest Lake continues what they were doing their last drive. If they can get another score, then they pretty much put the game to bed.
So they throw up a sign for Sports Night Weekly, and they're showing
The porta potties. Well, that's what does that say about us?
I think that's just wrong. It's rude. Pass is incomplete, looking for Doe.
It's okay. I'll send that video to the league. Demand action.
So now 4th and 13, and Doe, who was the intended target, will punt this one away. So they're unable to convert offensively. I don't know, you fake it here on the punt?
I don't think so.
Your defense has to get a stop if you want to win this game. With 10:15 remaining, down by 12.
And Forest Lake very well going to have good field position to start this drive, unless Doe can get a boot into it.
No wind to speak of. Good snap. Doe underneath some pressure, gets off a line drive kick. Peterson to field it. Now he has a nice move as he slips a tackle and gets inside the 30. Flip down near the 25, and really good field position to start for the Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers can put this game away here with a drive into the end zone.
That was a nice play by Peterson to come up and field that.
Yep.
If he doesn't, that bounds another 15, 20 yards.
Look at the stiff arm there as well.
Yep. Cardinal defense needs to stiffen up here. Caleb Casa, fresh off a 29-yard touchdown run, standing in the backfield with Cole Brisboy behind him. Casa's going to keep it himself. Nice move to keep it alive and spin ahead for the first down.
That's just missed tackles. You got to bring them down. Now this defense is, I'm sure, very tired.
A lot of these players going both ways.
Yep.
Look at the balance Casa shows here. Able to stay on his feet after being spun and backpedal his way for another few yards.
Yeah, he's had an impressive night.
The senior and the Rangers are 11 yards away from tacking on to a 12-point lead. And Coon Rapids jumps. Trying to time it up to make a big play.
That's 8 penalties for 82 yards on the Cardinals here so far tonight, with 9:40 remaining in the contest.
3 of them coming on a big, big drive of the Rangers that gave them the lead. So now 1st and goal from the 6, Brisboy. Evades one, slips another, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's a pretty dynamic no-yard run.
Yeah, it really was. And again, you know, they can take their time in this situation, continue to let the clock go. So we're approaching the 9-minute mark.
Absolutely no rush if you're the Rangers.
You stay in bounds.
Yep. Stay in bounds, take your time getting the play in and out. 2-score lead, under 9 to play. Even a field goal here would be a pretty heavy nail.
Yep.
And it's Casa again, right up the middle to the 5. Pickup of 2.
Again, just testing that middle of the Cardinal defense, keeps the clock running. We saw what Casa did. Has a couple of touchdown runs.
It is 3rd and 4, so they can get a 1st down if they get it inside the 1 without scoring. Approaching 8 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Rangers in control of this one. Trying to put it away. Nice catch, and into the end zone, touchdown. Leo Crescent with his 2nd touchdown, this one through the air.
Yeah, and that pretty much puts the nail in it for the Cardinals. I mean, even though there's a little less than 8 minutes left, it's going to be tough to come back in this situation.
Crescent almost let that ball get away from him on the catch, but was able to bring it in, and now a score transposed at 31-13. The kick is up, and it is good. As Ghibli almost was able to block that, but it makes it 32-13 with 7:51 to play in the 4th quarter. It's a nice little toss out, beating the Cardinals at their own game with the screen. And Howie, this game right now, if you're just tuning in, it's a lot closer than the score would indicate. 32-13.
Yeah, it's just the fact the you know, Cardinals not able to put points on the board so far here in the 2nd half, and
that leads to
the
a
Rangers
lot of
20 points here in the 2nd half.
A lot of celebrating by the Rangers.
Yep. As well they should. They've played a nice 2nd half here to come back and take a commanding lead.
See if the Cardinals can get something going. Haven't seen David Ghibli run the ball a whole lot in this 2nd half. He did fumble on the very first carry of the 3rd quarter, but has done more than enough tonight to earn some more tugs of the football.
Oh, absolutely.
Good kick, and this will send Ghibli back to his own 3. Needs a block. Spins away and gets to the 25-yard line. See where they mark him. Maybe the 24.
And that rip has gotten bigger as this game has progressed in the back of his jersey.
Yeah, his jersey is almost the same color as his pants now. Everybody else is in white and gray except for David Ghibli. He's in all gray. We'll see if they still balance it out with some runs or they go straight to the air. And this one, it will be to the air, and it's a screen to Ghibli. Slips but keeps his balance and is ahead to the 26. We've seen that several times tonight. Players losing their footing on this grass.
I don't know if there's a little, it was a little moist before and it froze up a little bit.
Yeah, it's maybe some condensation.
Yeah.
The other thing you don't see on the turf fields is the crown like you do on the grass fields.
Ghibli's tired, you can see.
Yeah, he's had a busy night, and it's going to stay busy. Nice catch. Spins away from one, spins again ahead for a few yards short of a first down to the 32.
Yeah, he's going to sleep in tomorrow.
I might sleep in tomorrow after watching him.
Yeah, I'm tired out too. just watching him run.
Yeah.
Take that punishment.
A little gimpy right now. But it is 3rd and 3. And they need him. They'll give it to him, and he is pounded at the point of attack.
Oh, yeah, and he's a little slow to get up.
Yeah, he didn't stand much of a chance. Rangers were there right when he took the football almost.
Yeah, I think you take him out in this situation. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't want to come out, but boy, he's taking a beating here, and he was just pounded at the line.
Yeah, 3rd and 1, and just great hit right at the point of attack by Tyler Rawway. 4th down and 3 from the 31. And it's complete to Tao, who gets the first down at the 36. All right, so they convert a 4th down, and they have 5:50 left to try and make up a lot of points. 18,
yes, they do.
19 points. Of course I missed the math.
You've been perfect the whole night.
Right at the end.
It's the cold. I blame the cold.
Yeah, I do too. Tom will take it himself. And started a slide, then turned it into a kneel, and Rawway made him pay. Boy, and Ghibli really gimpy right now.
Yeah, he needs to come out. I mean, we're 5 minutes left, and it's a long, 4 more games left in the season.
Yeah. He will stay out there. Tom to throw.
He's a gamer.
Going down the sideline, and nobody home. Joe wanted maybe some interference before he could get to that spot. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Doe, another young man who's going to be able to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, he's had a lot of activity here this evening.
Clock is stopped with 5:02 remaining. 3rd and 8. Tom with time, soft roll, complete, and Tao, I should say, started to cut back in the field, but lost his footing, and he's a little bit short. Call it the 43, 44-yard line. Call it the 44.
See the clock continue to move. 4.5 minutes.
It is 4th down and 2. Need this to keep hope alive. And before the snap, a timeout called by Coon Rapids. So they'll have 1 remaining with 4:26 left, trailing 32-13.
Yeah, and they, at this point on 4th down, you have to keep the drive alive, quite obviously, but you still have a ways to go before you hit pay dirt. Your time is running down.
So obviously you want to try and win the game if you can.
Yes.
But I think you also want to try and build on this, right? Get some positive moments for your squad as you go forward. And I think there's plenty to take away from this game if you're a Cardinal fan.
Yeah, I mean, you're not happy with the score at this point, obviously, but more positives to take out of this game than you saw last week.
We saw some bright spots on the offense and on the defense. forcing some turnovers, making some stops. And now they're going to need a Forest Lake miracle, not a Minneapolis miracle, but one here in Forest Lake, I think, to overcome this deficit and get a win. First, they need this conversion. It's 4th and 2.
Oh.
And it will be 4th and 7.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier.
9th penalty of the night against the Cardinals. It feels like a lot of those penalties have come here in the second half.
Yep. And they have.
And thus, the score getting flipped. Coon Rapids led at the half. Tom going down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Tao was there. It was just a little too far for Tao. Incomplete. And now Forest Lake will take over.
Yeah, and they're just going to continue to pound the rock at him. Yeah,
pretty good coverage by Forest Lake as well.
A couple of defenders.
Weston Hoyt was sniffing around for his second interception. So the Rangers have 4 minutes, 21 seconds on the clock to bleed out, leading 32-13. They have scored 20 second half points.
Yeah, they've definitely controlled this second half.
Not turning it over has been a big factor as well. They turned it over twice in the first. Cardinals showing blitz. And right up the middle for a pickup of 4 or 5. Carried by Furlong. We've seen that all night long from the Rangers, moving forward, even with Cardinals draped all over them. They've been able to pick up 1 or 2 yards after contact consistently.
Yep. Ryan Olson now going to quarterback here for Forest Lake coming in.
Making the change as this one appears to be in control. Caleb Casa with a very nice night. And Furlong had a little bit of trouble with the handoff, but was able to corral it just fine and pick up about 4 yards. 3rd and 2.
And more importantly, obviously, it continues to keep this clock moving.
Ryan Olson, a 5'9", 175-pound junior. And Furlong on the sweep has the first down, but a flag flies.
That's coming back.
That'll stop the clock with 3 minutes exactly to play. And this will be a rare Forest Lake penalty. We haven't seen too many of them.
Nope.
It is a hold. Second penalty of the game against the Rangers. That's a good way to win games.
Yep.
Only I think that's the first holding call, much to the chagrin of the Cardinal fans who made the drive.
Yeah, they felt that the referees have missed a few calls here this evening against Coon Rapids, but you know they're homers as well.
Yep. And Olson will go straight up the middle, picking up some of the penalty yardage, but he is short of the first down. One of the greatest moments of my broadcasting life was watching a game where I didn't care who won. And it's amazing how much better the officiating is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In a game like that.
Yeah, you have no skin in the game. You don't care quite as much.
It was a good reminder to myself. 4th down and 5 with 2:23, 22, 21 left in the fourth quarter. Pitch it to Furlong, and he breaks one tackle, gets ahead for the first down inside the 25 to the 24.
Yeah, Cardinals had him stopped, but Furlong did a really nice job of just of staying on his feet and then seeing that opening. So you're going to see there, he's going to cut to the inside, pick up that first down. The clock will continue to move. Under 2 minutes.
So they're almost in kneeling territory now with under 2 minutes to play, leading 32-13. Forest Lake will improve to 1-1 on the year. And their next stop, they visit Hopkins next week on a Friday night. And the Cardinals.
They'll be at home against Spring Lake Park.
And Joe will be back in the booth.
Joe will be back in the booth.
Furlong again, straight ahead. Pickup of a couple.
Joe just sent me a text. He's watching the game. His son, Aaron's team came back, walk-off fashion, to get a win in Kansas City. A little baseball action for the boys from Coon Rapids.
Awesome.
Yep, absolutely.
Joe, thank you for taking the trip. I'm glad I got to take your spot for a game. Always great to catch up with you, Howie.
Likewise, Corbu. Absolutely.
And most of the
fun.
crew.
And most of the crew. You know a lot of the crew.
Yeah. Like most of them.
Yeah, some of them, nah. Yeah. No, Hennon, except he's great.
Yeah, he's my fave by far.
Yeah.
A 1:22 timeout on the field. And the Rangers got this much-needed win after a close loss to Tartan, 23-20. And Coon Rapids, this one definitely tilted, but better, I think, a better overall game than week one.
Yeah, and it got away from him here in the second half, but obviously a good first half, up by a point at the break, and then that big turnover by Jeebly to start the third quarter kind of pushed things in the direction of the Rangers.
The Rangers weren't able to score on that, but it did take an opportunity away from Coon Rapids to grow a lead at that point and take the momentum in their favor. Olsen just goes straight ahead. Overall for the Rangers, a very nice night for Caleb Cossack, quarterback, running the football. Cole Brisboy showed his speed off and had some nice plays, but of course David Jeebly on the Cardinals side, he had a great evening offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he definitely has, and yeah, he deserves a little rest here because he's taken a lot of hits
and delivered them, It all adds up.
Yep.
And also Doe also had a nice game, and then
yes he has.
So a 5-yard penalty going against Forest Lake as the game is winding down and everybody's mind starting to scatter. When can we catch the next edition of Sports Night, Howie?
It will be on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We're live every Tuesday now. We usually go on Mondays, but we've had a little schedule change. And
live on Tuesday, where no doubt we'll get highlights from this one and much more.
Yes, absolutely. Some volleyball action and got a lot of stuff to show everyone.
And Joe will be back by then.
And Joe will be back.
Very important.
God willing, he'll be back.
Joe, safe travels to you. And Forest Lake gets the win tonight, 32-13. Coon Rapids falls to 0-2, and they will try and rebound next week against Spring Lake Park. That'll do it for us as well. I'd like to thank everybody in the CTN truck and crew, camera people out here tonight, and Harley, who always does a great job doing the stats. Also great to catch up with you, Howie Shapiro.
Absolutely, Corbu. And maybe we'll get an opportunity to do another game down the road here, but we would certainly appreciate you being a part of our broadcast. Big addition for us to get a star, a celebrity like you here to broadcast with just us common folks at CTN.
All right, there's your $5. I appreciate that. And that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for tuning us in on a Friday night. We hope you stay warm. We hope you stay safe. And we'll look for you next time right here on CTN.